everybody. Today what you're looking at is US 285, and it runs right through the heart of the Colorado Rockies. We're headed towards Denver from Salida. So I was able to get over there again, and the same thing happened. The really pretty part of the drive is now behind me, but for some reason my dash cam just flat does not want to record that. So I'll show you this instead. This is just beautiful. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning after doing a 34-hour reset, and this is the daybreak here over the Rockies. You can see all the big mountains there in the distance. On the other side of those mountains is Vail and Copper Mountain, and all those ski resort areas are on the other side of those big mountains over there. So that we're headed from the south going kind of northeast right now. At times you'll see where I get more east than I am north, and the sun will be pretty bright here. But anyway, it's about 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning here, and I hope you enjoy this. This is just a beautiful ride. I thoroughly enjoy seeing all of this. It's you can see through the snow every once in a while where deer and elk have crossed the road. They had a warning sign, a big one of those highway warning sign things saying elk crossing ahead, and giving everybody a warning. And sure enough, you could see all the tracks through the snow where the elk had been crossing from one side to the other. I did not see any elk on this particular trip, but I have seen plenty of elk in this area. So had an interesting interview this week. A fellow named Old Snapper, who is also a creek driver, who has a YouTube channel, interviewed me on his channel, and we had a good discussion about what has changed in the trucking industry, and about dress codes, you name it, and we pretty much covered it this past week. He's a really good guy. He's got a pretty substantial YouTube channel here, and I'll try my best, if I can figure out how to do it, I'll give you a link to that interview and to his channel, and you can go over and kind of take a look at that as well. One of the things we talked about was about the Canadians up there. We both stand behind the Canadians and their plight for freedom. We also stand for freedom, and neither one of us is going to do the forced jab. I'll hang my keys up and go home before I do that. If you want to do that, that's fine. That's good for you. But this old boy ain't doing it. Anyway, that was part of the stuff that we talked about, and it was a real interesting interview. I'll leave the rest of it where you can go over and watch that interview yourself, and kind of give you a history of where I came from as well, and how I ended up driving a truck. For those of you that are family that are watching, I know a lot of you wonder what in the world, after all the stuff that I've done, and anyway, it's been an interesting life. I have had a really full life, and I have done some really interesting things in my lifetime. And anyway, one of the things that I would like to do with this channel is, I told Old Snapper yesterday that there's a lot of stories that I know, both from family stories and from work experience and from just things that people have told me that I would like to relay some of those stories on this channel while you're watching the beauty of me driving down the road here. So that's not going to happen on this particular video, but that's something that I would like to do. If you would like to hear some stories, some hunting stories, some trucking stories, some family stories, please comment below and let me know if that sounds appealing to you. I really depend on people commenting on my videos. By the way, I've added quite a few new subscribers, and thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Right now I am limited to 15 minutes. After I get up over 500 subscribers, that will allow me to have longer videos and also do some other interesting things like do a live video, and I can do polls, I can do all kinds of things. It opens up. I'm not so much interested in getting to where it monetizes. I doubt this channel will ever get that far, but you never know. But anyway, we had a lot of talk about Crete, about the good things and about the bad things, and a little bit on my last video I talked about the good things with Crete and a few things that did irritate me, and I get over it, and I get driving down the road, and I am very much money oriented, and as it stands right now, I will be well into six figures in my first year with Crete. So I am real happy. I'm making really good money. I'm seeing parts of the country I never dreamed of seeing, like this road that we're going through right here. This part of the country I never dreamed existed. This is a valley that's kind of cut through the Colorado Rockies. So while I am running these loads out of Cheyenne, Wyoming, a lot of the stores are down in Colorado, and a lot of them are in and around the Denver area. So that's why you're seeing a lot of stuff from Colorado, a lot of videos. As I get to other areas, I'll do my best to try to post some of that as well. But anyway, you can see the roads here are pretty well dried up and whatever. However, there are some spots that were still snow packed and a little bit icy, but for the most part it's not as bad as it looks, and I was able to make good time going through this. I guess you would call this a back road. One of the major cities that was along here, or towns, is called Fairplay, Colorado, and it's not too far outside of Denver. 285 here runs into 470, and 470 runs into 70. 70 runs into 24, and 24 goes north to Cheyenne, Wyoming. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at right here. I would say we're southwest of Denver, headed towards Denver. So anyway, there's a lot of trees in here. Most of the Rockies, you don't see a whole heck of a lot of trees, but in this particular area there's plenty of them. I think these are called lodgepole pines. I may be mistaken on that, but I think those are lodgepole pines. There may be some spruce in here as well. It's just something that you see in this part of the country. But anyhow, things that are coming up with this channel. There's going to be, of course, talking about Crete. There's going to be talking about other other things as well. One of the things that I really like to talk about is safety. When you see a gap in front of a big truck, these big trucks, my truck can weigh up to 80,000 pounds. It takes a while to get 80,000 pounds rolling, and it takes a while to stop 80,000 pounds. So you're going to see a gap in front of the truck, and whatever you do, if you're driving a car, don't dive into that gap. And that driver is leaving that gap for safety, so that he'll have room to stop without killing anybody. If you dive in there, you have just dived into a very dangerous situation. And in the event that somebody ahead of you had to slam on brakes, that big truck can't stop quick enough, and you're going to get squished. Another thing that one of the other new subscribers was talking about, commenting on one of my videos about running along beside a semi while you're going down the road. The tire pressure on semis is 110 pounds per square inch. On a car, it's around 37 to 40 pounds per square inch. So when a big truck's tire blows, we never know when that's going to happen. It surprises us as much as it surprises anybody else. But when those tires blow, and they do, especially in the summertime, they can sling a big old chunk of rubber at great speeds with 110 pounds of pressure behind it. It can hurt you. It can tear up your car. It can break your windshield or your windows out. It can hurt you. So it's not a good idea to ride along beside a semi. It's not a good idea to ride right behind one either, because if we do blow a tire, most of the time that big chunk of rubber, strip of rubber that blows off, truck drivers call them alligators. Truck drivers have a name for everything, and it's not exactly what the thing is. Instead of calling it a strip of rubber, truck drivers call those alligators. But anyway, it'll tear up your car to run over one of those. It's just not a good idea to ride too close to a semi. So that's a safety thing. This video is just about over. I got about 30 seconds left on here. Thank you so much for watching. My driver code at Crete is HODKE. If you decide you want to come to work for Crete, please put my name down. I will contact you as soon as I see that you have put my name down, and I'll do my best to get with you. Thanks again.